Hello and good evening for another season of the Craftsman Cup Series coming to you on a Sunday night here at Daytona International Speedway. The world centre of racing, as you can see there by the balcony up there. Well, we are getting ready for the Bud Shootout. 20 drivers, 17 were selected from the lottery, 3 were already automatically in it. And you can see there number 18 of Cody Lammers for Joe Gibbs Racing. He started on the pole because he got the lucky number 1 draw, which puts him on the pole position. And alongside him is Zachary Fitzwater, moving over from Morgan McClure to now race for Richard Childress Racing. Let's get all the other 18 drivers out onto the track, and we'll do like a sort of a first here for the CCS, sort of like a visual starting lineup. So let's just wait for the other cars to go out then, or let the safety, the pace car, allow them to go onto the track for the fans to go wild in the crowd. And there they go, all 20 drivers then out onto the track. So there we go then. So the front row is Cody Lammers and Zachary Fitzwater. Both were winners in last season's CCS. Then on row 2, it is the All-Star Open champion. There he is there, car number 7. That is Brand Tedesco. And alongside him, Nathan Hudson, who won at Texas a season ago. On row 3 is the only rookie in the field, Colin Jones for Peak Fitness Racing, the purple number 66, and alongside him will be Chris Summers, former champion of the CCS. Row number 4 is the current CCS champion in Danny Wells. Didn't win at all last season. He'll be looking to get a win here for this season. And alongside him will be Ali Rain. Previously has raced in the CCS, she has. So she's back again for yet another crack. Row 5 is the 38 of Daniel Voiles, who narrowly missed out on a win at Kentucky, losing it at the Tri-Oval, but then got a win at Texas a few races later. And Nick Gunther, part of the closest ever finish in the CCS history at this facility not too long ago. Row 6 is the defending Bud Shootout champion. There he is, Dylan Pulte, teammate to the champion, Danny Wells. And he'll be alongside Jamie Smith, who was selected to be in the Bud Shootout. Row 7 is Trent Dunham, and he'll be alongside Levi McIntyre. Both of them also won CCS races last season. Row number 8, Carson Gums, still with Roush Racing, but jumped to the 99 machine, and alongside Brandon Ross on row 8. Row 9 will be Jesse Turner, moving over to the 10 machine now, and he'll be alongside Jessica Shelton. And then on the final row, Sky Commons making a welcome back return, and Noah Cars making his sophomore season in the CCS. We're back underway, and the CCS is green. Well, it didn't take him long to go 3 wide already. This is just an exhibition race here. This is all just for fun. Now, I'll tell you what, that 66 is going to be absolutely nervous there. Colin Jones, like I said, he's the only rookie driver in the field. The most important thing what Colin wants to do is to earn the respect of the other drivers here. But I tell you what, he's getting a good push from the 9 of Danny Wells, and he will push him into the lead. So coming off of turn 4, the rookie is going to lead the first lap of the Bud Shootout. There he is then. So Colin Jones lead the field. Like I said, though, this is a big race here for Colin Jones. And I just said there just not too long ago there, I think the one that he needs to do is to earn the respect of the other drivers. So hopefully he can do that as the race unfolds, as now Daniel Voiles will put his M&Ms forward in the middle of the track. And now goes on to the bottom of the track. He and Levi McIntyre, two drivers there. A few teammates in this race. The couple of Joe Gibbs Racing drivers, a couple of Hendrick drivers, three of the Roush Racing outfit. Obviously both Evernham drivers and all. And also you can see a load of drivers, they're using like a second livery. They don't want to tear up their race car. Hopefully some of them will not. As the three Fords then out in front. And look at Jesse Turner in the Valvoline Chevrolet. Jesse Turner's best finish of the season was a second place at Homestead. He led. Oh, look at that. Carson Gum and Daniel Voiles getting a little bit of interaction going on the backstretch. Carson, who finished runner-up in the CCS, but going back there to Jesse Turner, and now Jesse Turner wants to get into the side of Carson Gum. So already some... Oh, and there's a crash further back there. I see Brandon Ross, he's collected. So too, looks like it's a 17 of Jessica Shelton. Caution's out, first time tonight. Oh, and Brandon nearly gets over on his roof. Fitzwater may got collected. I did see Trent Dunham, looks like he's got some damage on the only DEI entrant in the Bud Shootout. The pole sitter looks like he may have got collected, as well as Levi McIntyre. Brandon Disco for Robbie Gordon is also involved, as well as the 6 by the looks of it. But the field are making their way back then to the caution flag, and it's going to be a 3-wide finish to the caution flag, and that was so close there between the 00 of Sky Commons and the 44 of Noah Cars. So both of those drivers, they started back the field, and they're going to be 1-2 when they get back to the green flag, depending on if they might make a pit stop. So caution's out, first time tonight. Let's have a look. Here's a view of what happened for the first wreck of the night, hopefully the only wreck of the night. 4 wide around Daytona usually isn't a good idea, and you can see the 88 and the 21 touched, and then the 1 just an innocent bystander, as well as the 17. Brandon Disco gets squeezed up into the wall by the 21, so too nearly does the 18. The 29 also scrapes the outside wall, but looks like we're all relatively unscathed. But a few of the drivers there that did get some kind of damage there was the 21 of Brandon Ross, and possibly the 17 of Jessica Shelton as well. So that is what happened there. And you can see there is Nathan Hudson just driving his way through that lot to avoid the accident. So let's have a look at some onboard replays. This is on board with Nathan Hudson. Let's see how he avoided this. I'll tell you what, Nathan looked a bit nervy when Brandon came down nearly to him. This is from Zachary Fitzwater. And you can just see Levi just slightly going down a little bit there. Just avoids Brandon Ross. And one more view from the pole sitter, Cody Lamas. Yeah, Disco hit the wall quite hard too. So he may need to check in on how hard his Chevrolet, maybe check it up in the pits. So that's what happened to bring out the first caution. We should go back to the green flag. So we're getting back now to the green flag. As you can see from the pace car, the lights are off. And it was a photo finish there across the line, but they have announced it as Noah Cars to cross the line first. But it must have been just an absolute smidge over the 00 of Sky Commons. We'll change the camera view actually for that. So we'll give you then a rundown of how they are at the moment. Noah Cars then leads the field, followed by the 00 of Sky Commons. Jesse Turner in third, Ali Rain in fourth, Dylan Poteet in 5th. Chris Summers 6th. Daniel Voyle 7th. Carson Gum 8th. Danny Wells 9th. And Colin, what's his name? Colin Jones, sorry, rounds out the top 10. Then you've got Jamie Smith, Nick Gunther. Then you've got the 6 of Nathan Hudson, Brand Tedisco, Levi McIntyre, I was going to say Noah Hart. Sorry there. Cody Lammers, Zachary Fitzwater, Trent Dunham, and the 17 of Jessica Shelton and Brandon Ross. So we've got all 20 drivers then. Green flag is going to come back out. I think we're going to be on lap 9 out of 32. Yep, in goes the pace car. And indeed, we will be on lap number 9. And we are back underway. Also noticed too with the 17, possibly as well with the 21, that they are a couple of laps down, but they may have a fan base in the crowd, so it'd be nice to see that their favourite driver is still out on the track, even though their chances of winning the Bud Shootout is gone now, even though they are a couple of laps down. Free ride racing for 5th place, and Voiles is going to take it in the 38. As Ali Rain has managed to get her only Penske Jasper car into P3, passes Jesse Turner. Turner's going to possibly lose another spot to the 38 of Daniel Voiles. It's good to see then all 20 cars are still out on the track there, as potentially we could go 4 wide yet again. We don't want to see that, because we already saw what happened when they go 4 wide. They're going to do it again. Carson Gum on the bottom. The 38 of Daniel Voiles in the middle. The 10 of Jesse Turner. And I think Ali Rain, wisely, she backs out of it there. So that's smart thinking from Ali Rain, who hasn't been in the CCS since the early seasons of the Craftsman, of the then Craftsman car series. So smart driving there from Ali Rain, who is making a welcome return. And Brand Tedisco then at the back end of the field. Jessica Shelton, she's working her way up. She's passing cars, but like I say, she is 2 laps down. Trent Dunham's on the lead lap, as well as the 88 of Levi McIntyre. And now you can see the pole sitter, the 18 of Cody Lammers. Let's right on board with him as he catches up to the back of the lead pack. There's already some aggressive racing going on here. Jamie Smith, Chris Summers side by side, a couple of good friends racing against each other. Summers was delighted to be back in the 48 car. He won the second ever season at the CCS driving that actual car. And we've gone back to the usual 3 wide racing routine at Daytona. Yeah, so Brand Tedisco then unfortunately at the back end of the pack, as Cody's teammate yet again for the second season is going to be the 11 of Nick Gunther. There he is there, going alongside Colin Jones, but now not for long, because the 6 is going to go up front into the lead, as the one of Wes McCall was trying to tag onto the back of the lead pack here. Shelton, she's managed to work her way through. Now she's going to help Ali Rain, so we've got a bit of girl power working together, but it's only at the back of the field. So here we go, Gunther versus the rookie Jones, and I think Gunther may have just led that lap, as we are now hitting lap 13 out of 32, so nearly into the second half of the race. But there's a lot of movement, there's a lot of aggressive driving, I have to say, but again, this is just an exhibition race. And Gunther now to the point. And it's the one of Wes McCall slowly catching up. I think he is, you know. I believe the one is catching up there. So we're going to add another car into this battle for the lead. Let's ride on board then with Trent in the Bass Pro Shop Chevrolet from Dale Earnhardt Incorporated. Let's get in a good run on Cody Lammers and Jesse Turner. And I tell you what, that 17 is an absolute rocket. Jessica Shelton, she's actually passing cars through the middle. It's a shame she's 2 laps down. She's not in the hunt to win, but boy oh boy, she's got a rocket ship. Yeah, if she wasn't involved in that first the first wreck, she could be right up there battling. There she is, given the help from Chris Summers and got the 10 of Jesse Turner. Right there too, as the top two then have now gone out, and it is the two Evernham Dodgers, the two teammates. They're going to go side by side for the lead. So the CCS champion on the inside, the defending Bud Shootout champion on the outside, as they are still 1 and 2. Nick Gunther goes 2 lanes down to block the whole cover there to get into 3rd spot. Now don't forget, whoever wins this race will gain automatic entry into the next Bud Shootout. So there's only 1 spot up for grabs here. Still Danny Wells with the lead, side by side with his teammate, but here comes Gunther in the 11. Such a lovely camera angle there. It's actually kind of funny that the fact that, you know, both Cody Lammers and Nick Gunther were teammates in last season's when they were driving for Andy Petrie. And now here they are, both Nick and Cody are driving for Joe Gibbs. It's actually kind of funny, actually. Anyway, Fitzwater to the lead. We haven't talked a lot about Jamie Smith. So Jamie Smith in the 4 is going to help 29 into the lead. Followed by the 77 of Ali Rain and Daniel Voiles in the 38, followed by Noah Cars. And I think, who was that in the background behind him? Oh, it's Trent Dunham. So Trent Dunham is now into the lead battle. And you can see Brandon Ross just in the background there too. There he is there. Who's that then too? That's Levi McIntyre. And there is Brandon Tedesco. So like I says, we still got all 20 drivers then out on the track. And there's the majority of them right there. Fitzwater now to the lead. As we're now into the second half of the race. Lap 17 out of 32. Fitzwater leads. Gunther second. Smith looks like he's going to go onto the inside. DD Shaw just about. And now we've got the 3 Chevrolets going triple file. Looks like Fitzwater is going to lead this lap. Don't forget there's going to be some more CCS action tomorrow, Monday, where we'll have the qualifying, the 10-minute qualifying to determine who will start automatically on the pole and the outside pole. Then we've got the Gatorade Dual races to determine who's going to win that the 2 respective races and start on the second row. And then that will be on Tuesday, and then on Wednesday we've got the main race itself. 100 laps around Daytona. So we've got the Bud Shootout here Sunday night tonight. We've got the Bud Shootout practice session tomorrow, and then you got the Gatorade Duels, and then the actual race itself there. Good racing here between Gunther and Fitzwater, still side by side with the lead. Nothing that Jamie Smith, Hudson or Danny Wells can do. Now then, can Jamie have a good run off of 2? Looks like he cannot do it just yet. Ali's trying her best to help Jamie Smith, but just can't do anything. It just seems those 2 are quite fast. Don't forget, Fitzwater did have some right side damage where he scraped the wall to avoid the accident back at lap 4, I believe it was. So he's actually done mighty well there with a slightly damaged race car into the lead. Now there's a gap opening and Jamie Smith nearly took it. Zachary wasn't paying attention in his mirrors and just held on there. Or has he now? Maybe there's now a gap opening for Jamie Smith to stick his Lucas Ford Chevrolet in there. But just can't get the run off the corner. That middle and the outside lane is working. Jamie Smith finished 3rd in that very close finish in the CCS. Like I said, the closest ever finish in CCS history. Jamie Smith did finish in 3rd spot in that race. And then Nick Gunther, who finished in 2nd place, who finished 1,000th of a second behind Noah Hart, which his teammate Cody Lammers is driving, but Cody seems to be quite happy and content to sit at the back of the field. No really movers and shakers as they are. Let's ride on board with the pole sitter. See what he sees there. There's Colin Jones, the purple 66, driving a fine race as he is. Hopefully some drivers will respect him after this race. This looks like Trent Dunham is going to put his Chevrolet into the middle, potentially to the high side. Does he think it's time to go? I think Cody thinks it's time to go on lap 22. So next time by, we're going to have 10 laps to go now. He thinks it's time to go now. So this is when he will get into the battle. Still Fitzwater and Gunther still side by side. Jamie Smith couldn't compete with them now. Now we're going to have Daniel Voiles potentially now to the inside. Ali Rain in the 77 behind the 11. Now I'm just wondering, hopefully lap traffic ain't going to play a part. It possibly could be. Where is Brandon Disco? He is just entering the backstretch, I believe that is. Yeah, he's entering the backstretch. The field are making their way into turn 1. So Brandon Tedesco could play a part in the finish of this race here. As now Noah Cars is going to put his Pizza Hut Chevrolet for Hendrick Racing now to the inside. See if he can actually challenge Gunther and Fitzwater on the inside. But no, Fitzwater and Gunther have got such strong cars to still hold them off. Still, they can't do anything with Gunther and Fitzwater. Noah Car's still trying. He can get alongside them, but when you go into the turns, that's when the 11 and the 29 can get a good run off the corner. Uh-oh, we might go 4 wide. Carson Gum is now going to stick his Scots Ford Roush Racing in the bottom. And Gunther, now we've actually got some changing now up at the front. And Fitzwater leans really aggressively on Noah Cars. And where's Noah? He's going to go right into the field, and that's a big accident. That was some certainly aggressive driving there for Fitzwater. He really didn't want to give the lead up. Caution's out, second time tonight. Carson Gunn will lead the field back to the green for whatever's left in the field, I should say. But into the pits then goes Hudson. His day's done. Jamie Smith also out. Sky Commons with a little bit of damage there. So huge amount of damage there. And Fitzwater was the absolute culprit in all of that there. He did not want to give that lead up. And there was some heavy hits there too. Jesse Turner pulls his car into the pit lane. That's going to be a long night for the mechanics. And he's out of the race, unfortunately. But that was a huge hit there for some drivers. Caution's out, second time tonight. I also see the rookie Colin Jones. He's got a lot of front-end damage on his car. Yeah, that might be his race done, unfortunately. He was having such a good race, a clean race too. And it's come all undone. So Carson Gum led the field back to the green at caution. And let's have a look at the big one in the Bud Shootout. So here the field go then onto the backstretch. And this is when there was an actual legit attack from someone to protect, well, from Fitzwater to protect. And you can see Fitzwater just turning down and down and down. Carson Gum has got a bit of damage there. Don't know if that's going to affect the valence on the car. But then there you can see Noah Carsden completely just a passenger on the grass. Not even, he's trying to slow the car down, then goes back right up in front of Fitzwater, who collects Daniel Voiles. Ali Rain takes a hard hit. Shelton's involved yet again, second time of an accident. And then you can see Jesse Turner takes a hard hit from Trent Dunham. Jessica Shelton just slides into the 38. The 66 also collected the 48. The 00. A big accident there, and that was a huge accident there. about 11, 12 cars were involved in this accident. Let's get some onboard replays. Onboard with Nova cars. Now just watch the 29, just there. This game is just going down, just slightly going down on Noah. And it drives into him. Oh, wow. And I mean, there was nothing that Colin Jones could have done. This is when Daniel goes. Just watch that here. There, just drives down on him. On board with Colin Jones, having such a great race, a clean race too. And then he was one of many drivers who was innocently involved. Oh, you just can't react to that quick enough. You really can't. One more view from Cody Lamas. He gets through this. That was quite a hit from Jesse Turner when he came down in front of Trent Dunham. That was quite a smash. Well, the field is now being depleted because of that big crash that's happened where the cars are coming out right now. Lights on the pace car are off. And we're going to have 4 more laps of racing to go to determine who is going to win the Bud Shootout. Carson Gum, second in the CCS last season, leads the way. But his car took a bit of a hit when the accident unfolded, when Fitzwater drove down on him. So hopefully the Valence is not too badly damaged. Dylan Pulte is sitting in second spot. His teammate Danny Wells in third. Nick Gunther, who was involved in that accident too, he's sitting in fourth place. Don't know how bad his car is. Fifth place is his teammate Cody Lammers, Trent Dunham, Jamie Smith, Sky Commons. Then you've got 9th place Chris Summers, and in 10th place is Zachary Fitzwater. But he's going to have a load of angry drivers there for causing that big accident. We're underway then. 4 laps to go. I don't care if your teammates there. There's teammates that are side by side, and there's teammates behind them too. But I tell you what, teammates' friendship completely out the window. A win at the Bud Shootout is at stake here to race your way into next season's Bud Shootout, automatically in it, and also to put you in the All-Star race itself. As Danny Wells, the leader that is now leading the race. I think the 11th car might be a bit damaged here, so the only driver there that doesn't have a teammate up there is Carson Gum. It's still Evernham Racing 1 and 2. Joe Gibbs may be 3 and 4, as Carson Gum is the only driver on the outside. Danny Wells leads the field now. 3 laps to go. His teammate Pulte wanting to go back-to-back wins here. Always thinking about it. He's going low. Pulte goes low on his teammate. Now, can the 18 get a good run on the backstretch? Can he do it? Is he close enough, though? The 48's catching as well, actually. There he is. There, Chris Summers, running in the 6th position behind Nick Gunther. But I think his car might be too badly damaged from the second wreck. But Danny Wells held on to the lead as we've got 2 laps to go. And now here comes Cody Lammers. Cody Lammers trying to go for second place on Pulte. Can't do it. 2 laps to go then. It's a pretty much of a good lead what Danny Wells has got, but that gap can disintegrate if Dylan Pulte can get the run on the backstretch. And he can't get the run just yet. 4 cars then in the hunt for the win. Summers side by side now with the 11 of Nick Gunther. Oh, Poteet's getting closer. Poteet's getting closer. He goes low again on his teammate, Danny Wells. Side by side, coming off of 10-4. Right flag. This time by side for 5th place. Cody Lammers is going to go for 3 wide as they touch the white flag lap now. One more lap to go. Poteet going for back-to-back wins. Lammers then tries to go 3 wide. Into turn 1 they go. Poteet gives him the room. Wells loses the lead. Poteet's back through. Can the 99 stun a surprise and get the lead, or get the win at least? Or is Poteet going to hold on and go back-to-back? Has Danny Wells got time to make a move on the inside? It's going to be so close here. Here comes Danny. Danny goes low on his teammate. So they're side by side then for the win. Who's going to take it? Is it the 9? Is it the 19? Across the start-finish line they go. It's going to be pretty much a photo finish yet again, but I think Poteet just barely holds on for yet another one. Yes, indeed he has. Poteet wins again, but the gap must have been too close. He knows how to win these Bud Shootout races, doesn't he? Poteet wins. Danny Wells will finish in 2nd place. Cody Lammers will get 3rd, and again, Carson Gum will finish in a 4th position. There's Fitzwater, he just came across the line there. Chris Summers may have finished in 5th place. Nick Gunther in 6th. And there is Brandon Ross, followed by Brandon Disco and Levi McIntyre, and Sky Commons and Jamie Smith, Trent Dunham and Zachary Fitzwater. There were all the drivers that still finished in the race. So all the drivers then head their way into the pit lane. And well, let's have a look then. There is your winner, Dylan Poteet. Wins for the 2nd consecutive Bud Shootout, and he is the first driver to be also in the All-Star race. So there's a look then at the official standings as it all finished there. The gap then was 10 thousandths of a second over Danny Wells, his teammate. Cody Lammers, the pole sitter, ended up finishing in 3rd spot. Carson Gump in 4th. Chris Summers did then get a top 5 finish ahead of Nick Gunther, and then Brandon Disco, who we didn't see a lot, ends up getting a 7th place finish. Levi McIntyre in 8th. Sky Commons gets a 9th place, and Jamie Smith completes the top 10. Trent Dunham 11th. Zachary Fitzwater in 12th. Brandon Ross finished 2 laps down in 13th. He was involved in the first wreck back at lap 4, and then all the drivers then retired from the big one going into turn 3. Allison Rain, Colin Jones, what a shame there for Colin Jones, having such a great race, you know, minding his own business, and then was innocently taken out. Daniel Voiles, Nathan Hudson, Jesse Turner, Noah Cars, and Jessica Shelton complete the cars that retired. So again, there you go. Thank you for watching. The CCS now is back. Congratulations then to Dylan Poteet. He is a back-to-back Bud Shootout champion. Stay tuned then for on the Sean Yoshi Gaming channel, where we're going to have 10 minutes of practice session to determine who's going to start on the front row for the Daytona 500. And then the following day, on Tuesday, we're going to have the Gatorade Dual races. And then on Wednesday, the race itself, the Daytona 500, to start the CCS. Round 1, 100 laps, 250 miles. Stay tuned then. So we'll see you again tomorrow for the practice to determine who's going to start on the front row for the 500. So till then, see you tomorrow.